Alright, so this is a re-upload of my PVC relocation video. There are a few important things I forgot to cover and record for the original upload. And towards the end of that video, I had to rush to put the car back together because I needed to work on another vehicle. Had some Nissan CVT activities. If and when that video comes out, the title card for that will be up here. Anyways, this video here is going to cover the PVC relocation using Merc Racing's relocation kit. The kit consists of a throttle body spacer with a barb for the PCV return line, longer bolts for the throttle body, billet PCV housing, and a plug that goes underneath the supercharger. Part numbers will be on the screen and the description, but you also need an oil separator, the gasket for it, and also the breather hoses from a 3.2 V6 engine. Also longer bolts for that oil separator, plus the actual PCV. As far as other parts, it's all up to you. You can go simple and install barb fittings or use AN fittings. The billet housing from Merc Racing requires 10 AN fittings though. And then as far as lines, you need 5/8 or 10 AN fuel lines, and the length will vary depending on your setup, and about a foot of a 1/4 inch line for the small vacuum line that goes from the intake into the bottom of the breather hose assembly. With that out of the way, here is the video. So I got the supercharger out, and I'm looking to see if there's any actual visual cracks on this PCV. Either way, this shit's coming out, and there's coolant in the valley. I'm having a weird problem with this car. When I'm leaving my driveway, the coolant comes down out and then splashes onto the belts, and then it's no fun. But it's not going into the engine. That does not look milky down there. So now I gotta remove the intake runners, fuel lines, and all this other bullshit up here. All right, so once we got the supercharger out, you start to undo some shit under here. You undo these banjo nuts here for the fuel line. Then you take off these intake runners. They're held in by 5 T30 screws and then 2 10mm nuts. And you undo the vacuum hose off of this. Then once you have all these fasteners off, you pull this shit up, and then you gotta do some connector that's down here. Take that off. All right, so I got one of the intake runners out, and using my little pressure tester here to find where this coolant leak is coming from. And what I've noticed is that on this side here, after I suck out the coolant that was sitting there, it starts to fill back up. So that could mean that this pipe here, the O-ring, isn't sealing anymore. And it also could mean that the PCV might be leaking. When I inspected a few days earlier, or a couple weeks earlier, I did notice that it looked like there was a small little crack on the actual housing. So that could be it too. Either way, I'm gonna be replacing the PCV with a metal one, and I'm also replacing this plastic pipe here that goes to the heater core with a metal one as well. Got the spider hose out, that's what they call them. I don't know why. Back here, there's a T30. There's a pain to get to. Spent a lot of time trying to get that shit out. The thing that worked for me the best was having a 1/4 inch wrench. I don't know where the fuck I put it. And a T30 socket. So I'll show you guys how I set that tool up when I find it. So now I am dumping the coolant, and I'm gonna start taking shit off. I got this coolant pipe out. It's plastic. It's still good to go. It's probably like 3 or 4 years old, but the O-ring here has flattened out, and that's where my leak was coming from. But I want to bulletproof the fuck out of this engine, so I picked up another Euro parts piece here, and then this is aluminum, I believe, instead of plastic, so it will definitely outlast the car most likely. And then you can see that O-ring is in better shape than this one. All right, so this pipe here goes into this connector here, and it's held in by this little clip. Unfortunately, this little clip is underneath, so best way to do it is to get the pipe out of the hole here. You're gonna have to push this back and then pop it out. So once you have it out like this, you'll be able to get underneath with a pick or a screwdriver to pull it out. And mine shot out and fell on top of the trans, but that's not a big deal. I was able to locate it real quick. And then use some WD-40 and then just wiggle it out. And I decided to take this intake runner out, but this little solenoid here catches up on this connector, so you just undo the connector. I believe that's all you do, right? Undo it and it comes out. Cool. Now I gotta do you can see that little connector down there, and then pull the vacuum hose from underneath, or on the side actually. Pull off that vacuum hose, and then it comes completely out. And I've decided to take it out because there's a lot of coolant in the valley. So before I take the PCV out, I want to be able to clean up that coolant. And unfortunately, these connectors have broken apart. There it is. Ooh, liquid fuel. PCV is held in by 14 T30 screws, one up here and then 13 all the way around. Also, before I take these out, when I was undoing the fuel lines, I took out the T30s that hold that shit in place. And I'm gonna try to attempt to leave this fuel line still installed onto the fuel pump. I might have wiggle room to be able to pull this shit out, so we'll see. All right, so I got the PCV out. I did have to bend the fuel line out a little bit to be able to pop it out, but it came out. The only issue that I had was one of the bolts. The head snapped off. So now I got to figure out how to take that out. And I'm also replacing these oil pressure relief valves. I think my stock ones are still good, but with the car having 165,000 miles and this hopefully being the last time I get this deep into the engine, I want to replace them now. That way I don't have to worry about this shit later. And we'll also see if it helps with my timing chain rattle. I'm not having a lot of hope for that, seeing that car is high mileage, so hopefully these new pressure relief valves at least kind of mitigate and lessen the amount of chain rattle I get at best. But one can wish that they can eliminate the whole fucking mess, but we will see once I'm done. So one of the screws snapped while I was removing the PCV. Tried to use a screw extractor to get it out, and then the screw extractor snapped in the hole that I made. And then none of the bits that I had could drill through that extractor. To try to drill into that extractor bit that got stuck, I used these hole saw bits to get through that. And then once I was able to do that, I used some good quality Milwaukee drill bits to drill into the actual screw. Nothing was able to drill into that extractor other than these hole saw bits. But now that I got it out, I drilled out the hole, and I'm gonna use this thread repair to fix it. I got the new PCV in. Now I just got to put the little bolts in, and you also have to remove this bracket off your old PCV. This will sit down here like that, and the only thing that's going to hold this in place is the two PCV bolts that go down here at the bottom, those two. This little mounting hole here and the point on the PCV won't work because it's not at the right angle, but all this really does is hold the fuel lines in place. So I'm gonna install that. The PCV bolts or screws are 9 Newton meters or 6.6 foot-pounds of torque, and you got to do it in a crisscross pattern. That way everything is seated properly. And then once I get that done, I'll install the spider hoses and continue with the rest of this. Now I got to install this coolant pipe that goes from the block here, it goes this way, into this connector piece here that goes into the heater core. Now, I pulled out the old O-ring and I'm replacing with the new one. If you guys watched my previous coolant video that I did on the S4, I bought some spare O-rings to replace for that connector down there, and it just happens to be the same size for the heater core connection. And I forgot what the size is, but I'll put it down in the description. So I'm gonna toss that on, then I'll toss that new pipe in. I got that new metal coolant pipe in. It was a lot easier to install than it was to take out, mainly because of that little bolt here. It's a T30 and you don't have much room to work with. I had this little ratcheting wrench here that was able to get back there to at least tighten it. And then without the OEM's PVC plastic piece that goes up, there's a lot of room to be able to work your hand underneath all this shit to put the bolt in, and then to use a little ratcheting wrench. If not, if you don't have a ratcheting wrench or anything small that can fit, just get yourself a 1/4" wrench, and then you can either tape the Torx bit onto it, that way it doesn't fall off. Oh, before I forget, the O-rings were looking a little mushed up. One of them was actually missing a piece of the side. So I ordered some of these high sport O-rings off of Amazon. They are basically the same size, but they're just aftermarket. So I'm gonna test those out and see how that goes. And if I have any fuel leaks or any issues, then I'll revert back to the OEM O-rings. All right, so another thing I did with the spider hoses, well, on this side here, I replaced the OEM connector here with a barb fitting, and this is gonna go, well, now I think this is gonna go to the catch can and all that. On this side though, it originally came like this with these spider hoses, but these hoses aren't the same as the OEM ones. This one here kind of is, but this one here is a little different. So what I was able to do with a little bit of heat, I was able to pull off the hoses. I was just gonna swap the hoses onto the connector that came with the new piece, but when I pulled them apart, I saw that the OEM B8 ones have an O-ring. So these B8 ones will go into the 3.2 hose thing easily, but they're kind of loose. But I was able to take it off and put it on here, and I'm gonna put the OEM hoses back on and we'll see how that fits. As far as the coolant system, everything's good to go. I just bled the heater core again. Got my little handy dandy gauge here, and it's been probably about 5 minutes and I have it at almost 16 psi. Been a couple minutes and there's no more leaks. Well, I had to reorder a new fuel line because I did bend it out of shape, and it was hard getting this one back on, so I bought one from B8.5, and I had to get this brass spacer here, or connector, because the line is different. Anyways, because of this new aluminum crossover pipe, it's thicker, I guess, than the stock one. You have to have the intake runner loose. If you have it all the way snug down, this nut here is going to hit up on the crossover pipe and you won't be able to spin it in place. All right, so I got that throttle body spacer on. I did do a little light port of the inlet, that way it matches that throttle body spacer. There's a little bit of a lip at the bottom, but not too much, but the rest matches up pretty well with this black spacer. So now that is on, slap this shit onto the car. Another thing that I didn't cover was the Supercharger plug from Merc Racing. So it's a little plug that either it already comes with an O-ring, you have to attach that O-ring on there, and then the top of it has threads, and it comes with a bolt that you thread it in, and you'll be able to use that bolt to like push it in, or tap with a hammer to seat it in there. And then once you got it seated in there, you take that bolt off, and I fucking lost it. I don't know where the hell I put it, but either way, there's also a little retaining like clip round thing that you put in the notch of that plug, and you can hit it in with a screwdriver, or I used a punch to get it in there to lock it in place. And that's basically it for that. Now, as far as the throttle body spacer, it's another thing I didn't film, is plain and simple, right? It comes with 2 paper gaskets and the longer bolts. Now the OEM throttle body comes with this spacer here. You have to remove it because it won't work with this. So when you remove this, you'll have paper gasket, Merc Racing, spacer, then another paper gasket, and then the OEM throttle body, and then you know, use the longer bolts. And I'll probably put a picture here on what it looks like installed in the car, but you have to orientate that bung a certain way. Now, another thing I didn't mention is the little hose that comes off of that new breather pipes. There's this little hose that connects to it. You can't run it because this is hard and it won't flex to how you need it. So you'll see in the pictures, you'll replace that with that 1/4 inch hose. I took the check valve that was on here out, and so I basically ran that line from where the base of the spider hoses was. I ran it up out of the engine, out the back of the engine, so it would be running out back here, and then outside of the engine I put that little check valve in, and then I ran that into the intake. So this is, as far as I know, all the other shit that I forgot. Alright, so here is the end product. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, I wasn't able to install the catch can as I wanted, but here it is. I had to replace their air filter. The one that came with this cap intake was a lot bigger, and seeing that the throttle body spacer did push the intake out more, the original filter was hitting up on the headlight, so I got a smaller air filter, purple, to kind of match the burnt titanium look. Here's the bung off that throttle body, and then underneath this hose here you can see the bottom hose, and they go underneath all this bullshit to the PCV Relocation. So here's where it sits for now. I do plan on installing a catch can. I just have to wait. I've already bought another one. The one that I had bought before, the barbs stuck out like at angles. So I was trying to place it over there, and you know, one angle was pointing this way, the other bar was pointing that way. So I bought another one, and both bars are pointing straight out, and I'll figure out how to mount that. But this is it. One of the things that I am noticing is a long cold start crank. So I don't know if those O-rings might be leaking, losing pressure while the car sits, or if my fuel pump is failing. I mean, the car does have 160,000 miles, but that's gonna end it for this PCV relocation. Put links down in the description to parts and tools and anything else. And like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.